Coach, how's it going?
What's up?
Coach, you took 3 kids from Miami Northwestern last recruiting cycle. What does it mean to build a pipeline at a school like that?
It means a lot. They're a good program, championship team, really good football coach. But they've been doing well for years, right? Just being able to go and recruit Florida. If you're not recruiting Florida, you're not recruiting. I think Florida's the mecca of football. So I want to make sure that my footprint is always there. It'll always be a place. Since I started recruiting, I've always had the opportunity of being there. So it's important to be in Florida and to be able to recruit down there.
Coach, along those same lines, you come out of Southwest Virginia, and you've been able to nab a couple of guys last year, one coming in, another one just made a commitment the other day. Can you speak to your footprint, just continuing in the Commonwealth of Virginia as well?
Yeah,
how that came on your radar?
DMV is a great place. Just a great place to be able to recruit. For me, Earth's my turf. So I'm comfortable wherever I go at, wherever we need to be. I told Coach before when I was telling him, he was asking me, could I recruit? I said, you send me to Hong Kong, I'm going to come back with a player, right? I just love to compete. I love to go out and try to get players that want to compete, that want to help us build a winning program, that wants to be detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough, right? You got to be willing to be coached in all aspects of life, not just in the football game, not just want to go to the NFL. You got to want to be super successful in the classroom. You got to want to be successful in financial literacy, saving your money while you're in school. You got to want to be successful in the community, compete to have the most community service hours on the football team. And there's just so many things that to be able to do, because at some point you're going to be the head of a household, and there's going to be some tough times that appear. And I'm hoping that you can fall back on all the things that we've learned throughout the college career, which most of us done. I want them to be able to do that same thing, but I want it to be second nature to them. It's like, it's easy, you know what I'm saying?
Coach, just talk about how you get recruiting to appeal to kids that we got to bring them to the Northeast, and sometimes that isn't appealing to a lot of football recruits from California, Texas, the South.
You said it's not appealing?
Yeah, sometimes it
I
can
think if you want to rap, where you gonna go at? New York, right?
New York.
Just saying, you want some good food, cheesesteaks and things of that nature. Where you coming to get them at? Up north, right? So for me, honestly, I'm just joking with that, but it's just me trusting everything, knowing, that this is a great place. And then when you go back to Syracuse, the history of it, most of the guys that go first round get the opportunity to be Hall of Famers, right? From Larry Zonka, Art Bone, Dwight Freeney, Marvin Harrison, Donovan McNabb, who will be soon, Donovan Darius, who should be soon, Keith Bullock, who may be soon, Jim Brown, right? Floyd Little, Ernie Davis, if God didn't take him out early, just there's so many guys that are just prominent players, right? Tim Green, you just go to Bucky Jones, and the list goes on, and you just keep naming them. And some of the guys that are playing now, they just got picked. We just had 12 guys sign NFL contracts to be able to compete. So that's why not go up north and play ball,
Yeah, just
right?
As a follow-up, how do you separate yourself from the other Northeast schools like Boston College, other places up there in the Northeast?
I just focus on me. I don't really know what they do or where they are. I don't try to say anything about them. I think they do a good job. I think their coaches are really good football coaches. And if you go to Boston College, or you said Pitt, or you go to Rutgers, or you go to Temple, you can go anywhere and be successful. So I have nothing towards where you go at. I think all those schools are great programs, right? You can go to any of those. You can go to UConn, who I think is killing it, right? You look at their coach there right now, I think Coach Moore is doing a hell of a job, right? So I don't have nothing towards none of them. I hope that they all keep doing extremely well, doing a good job. I just focus on me, though, right? I focus on myself. I focus on my household in order so that way we can continue to try and be successful, right, and just compete daily, right? I just live our culture. I'm just working on being committed, making sure we care, and making sure we trust. Like, that's something that we're really pushing towards right now as a team.
Coach, I've been covering this a lot of years, and I don't remember a coach bringing his punter here. It's just not very common. Why did you invite Jack?
I think he exemplifies Dart on and off the field. when I picked like who they wanted to come, because of course the ACC sent some names, and for me it was like I want to go in front of the team and I want to say we bring him, him, and him. Why? Because when he's not around me, he lit us 100%. And y'all know that. And you gotta be able to do that. I'm not saying they are the best players on the team, but they work hard. When you see somebody work as hard as they want and they holding each other accountable and they doing all those things, man, so many times that like coaches don't want to do it because it's like that's not the norm. Like it's not the norm to hire me as the head coach from a corners coach. They gave me a shot, so who am I not to bring our punter because he works really hard and he happened to be the punter who actually is the best punter that he had in school history statistically, right? He just works real hard. He exemplifies dart. Kids could go to him and talk to him. He's a leader on and off the football. So I don't really look at the position. I look at the work ethic, right? I'm a man of trust. And what do I trust? What you do daily. And he got a lot of equity with me, so that's why I'm here.
Have you seen enough
King
from
Joseph's transfer?
King Joseph?
Yeah.
It was just different things that he's handling right now, right? Nothing from he can't play or things of that nature. It's just he's just not being able to be with us right now. We hope that we get the opportunity of getting him back in the spring. We think he's a fine pass rusher that we'll miss. I wish we could have had him on the team, but we hope that it'll work out. That maybe he could come back in January or something like that.
Have you seen enough from Collins so far to make you think, okay?
Say that again.
Have you seen enough from Collins so far to make you think, okay, that this was a good decision, this marriage is going to work out?
Yeah, I think he's competitive. We got another quarterback that can compete too, right? But I think he's a good player. He's going to be a good player in college football. Right now he's competing his butt off, and that's what I like most about him, that he loves to compete and he's competitive and he doesn't shy away from the competition.
Coach, I know you wanted to have joint practices with Colorado. Is that something you still want to do going forward, if not with Colorado and someone else? And could you talk about the importance of having your players go against another team's starters as opposed to, the 1s, 2s, and 3s of your own roster?
I would love to be able to do it. I think it's important to be able to do that so that way you get a true test of who you guys are. I think from outside of the NBA at that moment, and no disrespect to any other sport that may be going on, there's not a lot to do once that's done, right? Because you get ready for the playoffs. So if we could do that during that spring, that May, April-ish real quick, like the end of April, you can hurry up and have a bunch of spring games. I think financially that is a huge income for our country, right? It's a lot you'll do if you could go watch us play against another team, right? Go compete against them 2-3 days. They do it in the NFL. So for me, I was just trying to follow what I saw so many years in the NFL, them practice against each other. Didn't have a game on Friday night of being able to see that. So I was just trying to be able to do that, and I thought it would have been a huge NIL burst, and it would have been cool for our collective to be able to get a bunch of money, which collectively, they're third party now, so that would definitely be able to help our collective when it comes to the third party of being able to generate some money so we can continue to get talented football players to come and play on our program.
And I wanted to get your opinion on this as well. Dion actually had a conversation with Asante Samuel. I don't know if you saw they're going back and forth earlier this year about the T-step versus a bicycle step on closeouts. As a former cornerback and quarterbacks coach, do you have a preference on that? What do you coach your players?
I'd just rather stay out of what they was going through and arguing. That's on them. They both pros, Hall of Famers, so whatever worked for them at the moment, gonna work for them. I think they were both good players. I think both of their kids are doing an amazing job. So first and foremost, I think as fathers, they did a hell of a job as fathers. Right? I take my hat off to that, so I'm following that. When I played, I tried to bicycle. Like I just like my foot down, not back. So I think it's more about just putting your foot down. You don't got to put it back, right? The T-step kind of just depends on your hips, right? Asante Samuel's good. He catch 15 picks in a year. So he's saying what he could have did. Like, of course he could do it. It's him, right? But they both work. It depends on how you teach it, right? As long as the second step is gaining ground, I don't care if you break with your butt. That second step need to gain ground, right? You don't want to take a step here, then I step here, then I got to go. Like, as soon as I put this foot down, I need to gain some ground. If I'm gaining ground on my second step, it's a good break.
Fran, Steve obviously played for Nunzio's brother in high school. How did the conversation come about bringing him in once he decided he was leaving Notre Dame?
I was just talking to him on my own once I found out. Then we got it on with him because Coach Dunn's kind of stay out of stuff when it comes to his brothers and like that because it's like a conflict of interest, that family. So for me, it was watching the game versus Penn State in the playoffs, and then seeing. My mind was like, if he ever hit the portal, I'm on him. I was watching the thing every day, and then when it happened, Ricky got hurt, so it kind of just everything just fell together, right?
You lost some good people. Do you feel like you still have the ingredients for another winning season?
Yeah, we got a culture, so we're building a culture. I think it takes culture and trust, right? I keep talking about our dart and just committed care and trust. Culture is how you win. Like everybody gonna have equal amount of players, but it's the culture and be 2 to 3 plays that'll make our season a great season or the season we ain't won. So we just got to prepare so when those plays come, we're ready for it. We can fall back on our training when we're tired. We fall back on our training when we get down and someone's about to try to make a different run. We got to be able to fall back on the training, focus, lock in with each other, remember the hard work we went through, and be able to pull through it.
Coach, Darius Johnson had a good spring, showed out in the spring game. What's it going to take for a freshman receiver like him to play in his first year?
He should be all right. He got to compete. We going to camp now. He can catch. He can play. He's tough. So I don't know why he wouldn't play unless he stopped competing. But he competitive, youngin', man. That's my homie, man. Little dude. He worked his butt off. They all working hard, but I'm really proud of him. He came in at 154 pounds. He like 175 now. He just tough. You know, he's a blue-collar guy like myself. So, you know, I want to see him win. It's the right place, right time. We got to put him in so he can have success fast, right? That's what you're looking for, man.
What were your takeaways from your first year in the?
Say it again.
What were your takeaways from your first year? You know, run through in the ACC as a head coach last year.
It's a lot of really good coaches. I got to step my game up. Right? We didn't win the conference championship. We weren't in the conference championship game. And I think you play to win the championship. You coach to win the championship. So I think we fell short. Like we kind of didn't reach the goals.
So to take the next step and go from a winning season last year to make an ACC title game, etc., where does that improvement have to come from?
I just think every year you want to win a championship. If you're not coaching for that and you're coaching for the minimum, that's weird, right? I just want to win a championship. I love football. I love to compete. I want to win, right? Like I want our players to win. I want our seniors to go out champs.
So what improvement needs to be made to go from last year winning season to the championship that you're looking for?
I got to become a better listener. I just got to keep listening to everybody in the program. So many men on our staff that are extremely well. Just being able to allow all of them to help us, allow all of them to coach, and just keep pushing that way. I think it'll help us a lot. Me becoming a better listener, me stepping my game up, me being a better head coach, me not making the same mistakes that I made last year to help us be able to win a few of those games that we lost.
Coach, Tommy Caprile came from Prop.
You keep asking me all these Florida questions.
From Miami.
I got you.
Tommy Caprile came to Syracuse a couple years ago from like a smaller school down in Miami. You know, what impact has he made to your program to now be with JM?
Man, I'm close. We've been cool for a long time. He's from New Jersey, so we just constantly work together. We've always had a real close relationship. It means a lot to the program. That's my guy. So I'm very thankful and happy to have him with us.
Coach, you addressed the quarterback situation earlier. Where does that stand as you head into camp? Do you have an idea of where the competition is or who's your guy?
We're going to scrimmage a few times. So when that scrimmage, after those scrimmages, they're going to be live. We'll find out.
Coach, I know Demetrius Summer also played both sides of the ball. Can you talk about his progression there and what are the expectations of him?
He's really, really good. You got to be able to stay locked in the entire practice. As he does that, he can't nobody compete with him. He's different. Right? He's a different player. He's a good player. I'm excited to watch him play both ways. He'll get a lot of burn on. He's going to start corner and he'll play a little bit of offense and doing that. But he's just got to. I mean, he's beyond his years, right? He's it's like a grown man, and as he's able to finish the whole thing, because you got to think, he's not a senior now. He was supposed to be a senior in high school, and he actually skipped that year. So you forget that sometimes that creeps in a little bit. I'm a senior, but I mean, that kid's so mature, man. I'm just happy to have him on our team, man. It's going to be special to watch.
You mentioned what was going through your mind when you shouted out Devis when you after the Miami game? Was that something you rehearsed at all, or was that totally in the moment? How did that
I didn't rehearse it. You're looking at, I wanted to be in the conference championship so bad, and after losing to Boston College, we needed this piece and gotta lose, and it was like, you know how it's like all those things you need to happen. And what I did know was that if we were to win against Miami, we was doing an amazing job. If we were able to pull off that win, then that would get Clemson in two, no matter what. So I knew that earlier, and I was just like, God, give me an opportunity to get them into the playoffs. I mean, into the championship, and it just happened that way. It was just like, it just happened that way. And he's a good person. He's a faith-driven man, and he got what he deserved to be able to play in that game because there's a really good football team.
What's your relationship with Devin?
Cool. Call him for stuff, different things. Just try to hit him up as much. I've been coaching a lot longer than myself, right? I've been a head coach for a long time, so just trying to follow and take some of the things that I see that he does that I like.
Have you known him? Like how did y'all meet and how did the coaching circles? You didn't know him until then?
Not.
I mean, till you got Syracuse.
Like kind of when I was at Georgia, through recruiting. I used to kick his butt in recruit battles. But I just know him through that. And then he won some too, right?
Yeah.
He came there and got some good players. But it was just through recruiting, just like knowing who he was. And he's done an amazing job, right? He won 2 national championships and just all that. So it's like, dang, getting a chance to be able to know that. I mean, he's in that list of those top 5 coaches that are really good in my eyes that you look at.
Right. Now to get the opportunity to compete against him, what's that going to be like in Death Valley this year?
We got a lot to do before we get to go play them, right? So it'll be cool, but I'm gonna just focus on try to finish media day out the right way.
You lost a really good running back. How does that running back group this year look like to you?
We got some good backs. We got Sen. I mean, LeQuint's going to do an amazing job on the next level. But we got Sen, we got Will, Malachi, Jaden Hart, Talib. We got like 5 running backs. We got 3 that I could truly count on right now. So we'll be fine. That's how the game goes, right? You know Jim Brown played at Syracuse, and then after he left, guess what happened?
Floyd Little.
Ernie Davis came. And then after him, guess what? Floyd Little. And it just keeps going on. So Syracuse getting running backs won't be a hard job to do, but we got some really good backs, so we'll be fine.
So getting back to the recruiting aspect and not how you beat Davo.
That was a joke. Let's not make that.
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Just the landing a guy like Calvin Russell. What does that mean for the program?
I'm not able to talk about him, man. He's not a signed kid. I love recruiting Miami. I can't talk about anybody like that. We're not able to talk about that, but I love recruiting Miami.
Let me one last one. Guys that took a jump from last season that you saw in spring that you're counting on when you guys hit the field in camp.
I'm counting on everybody.
Anybody take a jump?
We need everybody to win. Everybody knows that. I always ask them that all the time. Guys, we are not the most talented team in the country, but we can be the hardest working, and we can be the most connected, right? We can be together. We can show that we committed, that we care, and we trust each other. So I'm counting on every single person, right? It's not any particular guy that you guys may see on Saturday that is going to be the reason we win. It's the guy that was on the scout team that don't get a rep at all. Because of what he did in practice all week, how he performed for the 1s and 2s and showed them a great look that looks almost close to that guy on Saturday. I mean, that's the reason you win. You don't win because of just the guys in the game. You win because of the practice squad, right? The practice squad, they're real harder than football teams. So the better they are, the better we are.
It's 12 and a half kind of like in the range of what the football program's going to get from the revenue share split.
Say that again?
It's 12 and a half kind of in the range of that.
Man, I ain't talking about no rev share. I just feel like that's irrelevant for media day, right? The rev share, I mean, we'll get to that as we get to it, man. I'm just trying to focus on camp next week and being focused on that. it's just not my place right now to talk about. And I don't even want to bring that up. It gave me headaches a couple weeks ago dealing with all that. I'm just happy we are where we are now. We got third-party people helping. We got a lot of alumni that want to be involved and help out. So I'm just focused. We get to go to camp and I get to leave that alone. So I'll holler at you in December when we start thinking about the rev share in the next moment. I'll guarantee you can come to me and we can have a great conversation about that.
So I spoke to Rob Drummond and Rob Carpenter, and they were like, the alumni are very happy to have you because it's just a complete 180 from what they got from the previous coaches who were pushing them out. How important is it to make sure they continue to feel like this is their program and to keep having them around?
I think in order to be successful, you got to understand and know the past. And once you truly know the past and you can feel their passion, you can feel their love and their pain, it gives you something more to go play for. Right? And you know you're not playing just for yourself and your own family and your why. It's someone that played before you that's still watching and they love it and they see it. So when you're able to connect, right, with the past, when you're able to connect with alumni that are successful outside of football, it allows our players to take a deep breath and not think that football is all I have. For me, football isn't our identity. It's just a game that we play. So when they see so many successful alumni that are businessmen, that are career men, that are doing a really good job out here in the work world, it gives them a weight lifted off their back to know that we're going to work. We got a program called Syracuse 60. Within 60 days, we're guaranteeing everybody that we're going to help get a job. Like, we're going to make sure that you wait after you graduate. So if some guys that are getting cut, we're going to give them that time to work themselves out. If they do, but come January, I'm going to make sure they got a job, right? Because as a head football coach, how we going to start in August and everybody don't got a job? Everybody not focused. When you lose this game, it's like something that leaves you. And it's like, damn, you won't be able to play. So if I could keep them all connected, they get to live through the players right now, and it's just kind of a connection we got, and now it just keeps it going, and it'll be like the way it's supposed to be. Like, I always liked how I looked at it, and I've seen the U, right? You seen how Miami had all those guys always coming back, and they will all be working out. I still remember, like, Brian McKinney and Willis McGahee, like, that year when they was all just, like, crazy killing. But, like, everybody was coming back working out with them. Like that's what my vision of college football is, because, like, that's what I saw. Like, that's what I want it to be. That's what I'm looking for as a coach. Like, that's the vision that I see when I look at college football and what I want for our alum and for our football team.
Speaking of
Last question, we got to our next station.
Have you been able to reach out to Coach Bridgewater since everything that's transpired down at Northwestern, him helping the kids and ultimately being punished for it?
Yeah, we're cool. I just talked to him. I stay out here. You be trying to get me in the mix. I be trying to stay in my lane, right? Like, it's a lane. Like, I just stay in my lane. I just know that Teddy is a really good football coach, and he's a tough man. He's been through a lot of adversity in life and just different things. And if there's a guy that's needed to be able to show those young men how to overcome something, he's the perfect example to be able to do that. But I'm just in my lane, dog. Like, I'm trying to stay in my lane and be as focused as I could possibly be, right?
Can we talk about these freshmen? The height is one of the tallest recruiting classes in ACC history. You got a basketball team coming out to Syracuse this year. How intentional was that, just to get big?
I think big people beat little people up. So it's a weight class in boxing, and there's a weight class in wrestling for a reason, right? You can't let the 105 kid play against the 130 kid, because if they go on a fight, what's going to happen? 130 kid eventually just going to wear his butt down, right? So for me, the bigger people we get, will be all those teams that was in the playoffs. They were big last year, right? And that's the ending goal, to be able to go and compete in those games. So you got to have big people to be able to play against bigger people to make it an even match.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
His comment is.
Thank you. Appreciate that.